And welcome back. Our first conversation this morning is with the mayoral candidate for the city of Belmopan. We are joined by the People's United Party's candidate, Pablo Kawich. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going great so far.
Let's begin by getting to find out who you are as an individual and perhaps what brought you to electoral politics.
Okay. My name is Pablo Kawich. I am originally from up north, Corozal and Orange Walk. The Corozal and Orange Walk area. I moved around between both towns because my father used to work for BSI. So every 3 years he would be moved between the Libertad factory and the Orange Walk factory. So I spent up to the age of 21 up north, at which point I moved to Belmopan to help my father campaign for his election in 1998 for the Cayo South constituency.
That's the late Agrippino Kawich.
Correct. Yeah. I'm married with 3 children. I used to be a scout when I was young. I'm a unionist at heart. I spent 23 years of my life in the technology field, working mostly at the with the government of Belize and the Development Finance Corporation.
How did you arrive at offering yourself to, in this case, the residents of Belmopan as a mayoral candidate for the People's United Party?
Okay, well, I've been in Belmopan for 25 years now, so I consider it my home. I don't have any plans of living anywhere else in the world. I believe that my leadership experience had pushed me into wanting to help the people more, and that is one of the main objectives why I decided to take the run. This is my second attempt. I had previously run in 2001 in the 2001 convention. I ended up coming in second. I had to reattempt it, because you can't consider one failure that it's not meant for you. So I took another stab at it, and this time I was successful. Obviously, I had to put in a lot. I ensured that I put in a lot more work in it. At the initial step, I only managed to campaign for 3 days. This time around, I put in months of work. I had resigned from my employment in May of 2023 to dedicate myself to this initiative.
Yeah. The election coverage that we are looking at right now, your municipality is one that we are paying close attention to, simply because of, safe to say, some of the challenges that took place with the current mayor-elect, Sharon Palacio, and your now candidacy for mayor for the People's United Party. My question to you is this, Mr. Pablo, do you believe that the mayor-elect, Sharon Palacio, will affect the outcome of the municipal elections on your part?
No. Well, Mayor Palacio's term has passed. She's at the end of her term, and we don't foresee that it will affect us in any way. This is a new team. People recognize it as a new team, and the reception in the public has been overwhelming. They have noticed the diverseness in the team's structure, and also my years in the public service allowed me to have a bit of exposure with the public officers in the Belmopan area, and professionals. So that is something that is also helping our movement.
So here's a question then. When there is an infighting within an administration, it doesn't bode well for public confidence seeking services from that particular administration. And if we're saying that for the past 3 years in Belmopan, the city council has been fraught with infighting, then how were the needs of the residents satisfied if the mayor and her councillors couldn't really be on the same page for a number of the projects that would have benefited the residents of Belmopan?
Well, I'm not here to judge any previous administration. I am here to focus on the way forward.
But it's the same voters, though.
Yes, it is the same
It's the
voters.
same party as well.
It is, and as I mentioned, the people of Belmopan recognize that this is a new team, and we have a new style of leadership. My years in unionism has also assisted in people recognizing the type of leader that I am. I focus on inclusivity, on consulting with the people. Obviously, in a union, it's the union members, and now for the residents of Belmopan, it's going to be the voters. So the team as well that I have set up was structured in a certain way to have representation in every area of Belmopan, in every zone. So that is also recognized by the residents. And this team has been viewed in a completely new light, independent of the past councils.
So you're saying that the people of Belmopan will not look at the challenges that was faced under the incumbent Mayor Sharon Palacio, because they are looking forward to the continued work from the People's United Party under your leadership if you are elected as mayor.
Correct.
I want to look at, if you are elected as mayor, your intentions. One of the big things that we always pay attention to is the projects, the continuation of projects. Are you planning to continue on the works that have been started by Mayor Sharon Palacio, or do you intend to bring your own change in the administration?
Well, we obviously have to respect the works that any council has done, especially if it brings a benefit to the people. And any project that Mayor Palacio had initiated and is bringing a benefit to the people of Belmopan, I can commit to continuing. For example, the night market. It has boosted the entertainment and economic activity in Belmopan. So that was also one of the goals that I had, or one of the ideas that I had in my 2021 run. The council, the present council did not implement it in the way I had envisioned it, but I do plan on taking it to the level that where I had envisioned it, to have the night market roam around Belmopan, to ensure that the residents also visit other areas in Belmopan, to also have the economy move around in Belmopan, having every zone have a bit of economic opportunity.
How do you envision the autonomy of the Belmopan City Council, in the sense that what we've been seeing a lot is that these local government bodies are seemingly dependent on central government for a lot of the assistance that they would need in their respective municipalities. But theoretically, you all should be able to stand on your own in terms of the revenues you collect from taxes and so on and so forth. How do you envision the Belmopan City Council under your leadership in terms of the independence of that particular government?
Okay. Well, one of the things we need to focus on more to ensure that the council can execute its functions is to ensure collections are happening. And that is the life of every council, or what injects life into every council. There's another approach also which I plan on implementing, a local officer that would focus on funding and business business investments. One of the things where we have noticed, I believe countrywide, is one of the avenues that councils turn to for funding is usually sales of land. Unfortunately, Belmopan suffered a drastic land sale in the past for just for to express how to express the difference in leadership that occurred under the with a deputy mayor, which is presently running again, right? So we need to take different approaches in finding funding. So this local officer would seek funding through grants because, for example, climate change is one of the areas where a lot of funding exists.
Yeah.
And Belmopan does have a drainage issue. A lot of areas in Belmopan tend to flood out during the rainy seasons, so we need to improve drainage as an example. The other area, when you mentioned about investment or boosting the life, we plan on creating a one-stop shop at the council itself to assist business investment from both local entities and international entities. One of the issues that we have heard a lot from businessmen is it is very difficult to start up your business in Belmopan. There's a lot of red tape that people have to go through, a lot of delays dealing with different entities. So if we could streamline that process, that would encourage more investors in moving to Belmopan.
Yes. You know, I wanna ask you about transparency and accountability. That has been a question that we've been asking the mayoral candidates that came last week as well, and we've been hearing different responses on how they intend to ensure transparency and accountability if they are elected as mayor. If you are, how do you intend to be transparent and accountable to the people of Belmopan?
Okay. Well, firstly, I believe one of the benefits that I am bringing to the table is that my character is of high integrity, and with that, coupled with the union mentality that I have, it is all about serving the people with clear information and also with accountability, right? So one of the approaches that I plan on using to ensure this happens is to establish and empower a citizen oversight committee that would come in and look at the books and not just the books but also assets and functionality of the council itself to ensure that everything is running transparent so that we have more accountability.
So you would be doing this in essence on the back of a previous PUP administration when there's a charge at present that this PUP government in Belmopan hasn't opened its books any at all. So would you then turn around and say, well, this is what I found? Because it's commonplace that if it were another party that were in power before this one, that's the first thing you do. Oh, we inherit a bankrupt town hall or what have you. But in this case, it would be PUP to PUP. Are you prepared to do such a thing?
Well, let me go back a little bit in history. The only mayor that has done an audit on their exit was Mayor Chanona. And I do plan on re-implementing that approach. As I mentioned, we have to be accountable. And yes, I do plan on doing an audit when we enter the council because we need to know the state of the council when we're coming in. So that is a must that we have to do, yes.
I also want to touch a bit on the public's perception of who you are in Belmopan. As you mentioned, you are a unionist. You served as a public servant as well. Tell me, what do you believe that the people of Belmopan perceive you to be? Well,
I believe they do see my character as which I explained. I am a person of high integrity. I am a leader that believes in inclusivity. I am also, one of the benefits that I also bring to the table is history. My dad was the area representative for Belmopan for 2 terms until his departure. So that is also something that a lot of people are commending me on based on the job that he did during his tenure. He helped everyone. He didn't look at political colors while in office. So those are things that I believe my family name already brings to the table, which are additional to my personal character. And as I mentioned, the team that I have managed to set up is also people that are recognized of having good character and high integrity.
You've been able to canvass the entire city perhaps by now, neighborhood by neighborhood. What is the primary concern you're getting from the people on the ground?
The primary concern is they want to see a united council. And as I mentioned, that is something that my team is bringing to the table. This team was set up last year, was completed by last year, May. End of May, I had already went through the process of constructing my team, selecting the individuals that we wanted. I had formed a campaign committee which assisted and guided me in this process. So this was one of the things that people also appreciate, right? So we also have that chemistry that we have built over the months that we've been working together, and we have been hitting the ground since we got together, which was one of the benefits that we had during the convention run.
Pablo, I want to go back a bit to a question that Sabrina had asked earlier in terms of the continuity of certain works that are already in place, either by this administration or perhaps the previous administration. And I'm thinking of the bridge that is being built, the JW Bridge, where it would have been seen in the first instance as something that was a UDP project, for instance. And if it was left alone and shunned, work is being done now to complete that project, because there is a dire need for people to have access, right? Everything has to boil down to your ability to get in and out of a neighborhood. Let's get your take on that. Is that something where you would be able to look at any other initiative that was started under a previous administration and say, look, it makes sense on paper, perhaps it also makes sense for us to move in that direction and invest the necessary resources to get it done?
Yes, I do plan on continuing, as I mentioned, any project that has a benefit to the people. That J&W Bridge, I don't classify it as a UDP initiative. The J&W area was started under the UDP, but the bridge itself, I believe, is a PUP initiative. And similarly, the Maya Mupan Bridge is about to commence the replacement of that bridge. But any other project that has a benefit, we will definitely consider and obviously push.
So there was an interview that was run prior to this segment where we were able to speak with persons on the ground in Belmopan, and at least on 2 occasions the issue of traffic and public safety were raised. Let's get your take on that, because at the end of the day, Belmopan is a growing municipality, much like Belize City, and everybody owns a vehicle, everybody wants to get from point A to point B in the easiest possible way, but it creates a bottleneck where traffic is concerned. Let's get your take.
Yes, there's 2 things that we are exploring, because obviously we have to consult with the residents of Belmopan as to which would be a preferred direction. One of the things that has already been discussed with the Honorable Mira and is already in progress is the construction or opening of new roads. This would allow for more veins onto the ring road, but also more interconnection between the different areas of Belmopan. For example, in my area, from the San Martin area, for me to get over to the Habet housing area, I need to go to the ring road and swing around to that area. Likewise, for the Site 7 or Mountain View area, I have to hit the ring road to go around and reach there. So interconnecting the different neighborhoods would allow us less traffic on the ring road, and also constructing more veins to the ring road would also alleviate in that congestion. The second consideration that we're having is we are trying to see how we can restructure the parking areas in the center of Belmopan. Most people are trying to get to their office, and as we know, Belmopan has a lot of public officers. So if we can convert the center area of Belmopan into a more walkable area, that would allow for one, promoting healthier living in our city, and would also alleviate that congestion by having people park a little distance away and walking to work.
Mr. Kawich, we are just about winding down on time. We have 7 minutes remaining, and I'll use this opportunity to ask you if you have any words that you would like to share with the people of Belmopan. We know that they are tuning in. They have voiced their concerns, and we shared that publicly on our station, but they've also been commenting as well online. But use this opportunity to speak to the people of Belmopan and let them know why they should vote you in as well as your team. This is your camera.
Yes, thank you. Firstly, thank you guys for having me on the show. And to the Belmopan people, thank you very much for opening your homes to us and allowing us in to share our message. We also thank you for the overwhelming support that you have provided. I would like to also thank the campaign team and the campaigners. Without you, we would not have the movement that we have. We ask for the residents to come out and vote for the best team, which we know is this PUP team. Let's continue moving Belmopan forward.
All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we look forward to finding out the results come March 6th.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we take a quick break, and when we come back, the conversation continues with meeting the mayoral candidates. When we come back, we will be meeting Jacqueline Burns, mayoral candidate for the United Democratic Party. Stay with us.